So talking about one part, that is the final goal, each and every human on this earth is here to complete, aspire and live for a lifetime goal, something which he wants to achieve. Someone wants to become a doctor, someone wants to become a philosopher, someone an engineer, and someone wants to set up a successful business. But what happens when their dreams get crushed due to unfortunate circumstances? What happens when he had the ability but he lacked the opportunity? We have one such life story of an ISRO scientist, and I'm pretty sure this will motivate a lot of people aspiring for their goal. Introducing Royal Dr. T.N. Suresh Kumar, former ISRO scientist, devoting more than 4 decades of his life to ISRO, working for a module control facility at Hassan. He had a lot of achievements as well, from being the first Indian to travel to the edge of space as a tourist and to the first Indian to travel in the zero-G from the Yuri Gagarin Cosmonaut Center in Russia. He had a lot of things that he had explored in his life, like from exploring the Sahara Desert to explore the Nyiragongo active volcano in Congo. He has visited more than 130 plus countries and more than 7 countries. No land has been left unturned where he has not stepped his foot on. So, welcome sir to the Space Car, and how are you doing sir? Hope you are fine.
Good morning, all of you. Namaskar and happy Diwali first.
Happy
And then,
Diwali, sir. Happy Diwali to you.
Happy Diwali,
to all
sir.
of you. And I'm extremely happy and to especially Vijay and Harsh for taking me to I'm being the first person to interview in this Starcast. I'm very happy. And then whatever so far Vijay has told, I don't think, and many of you may be thinking that Suresh Kumar has done a great job going more than 153 countries and then all the 7 continents. First Indian to go to edge of space, first Indian to do the zero gravity, first Indian to explore the Sahara Desert for more than 3,500 kilometers in comparing the ND plateau that of a Mars. And there's so many things. And then volcano tracker and zero gravity and equator, timeline, so on and so forth. Maybe think, some of you may be thinking. If you ask me personally, I don't think so. Because I'm an ordinary man. Come from a very, very ordinary background. From a lower middle class family. When a person of my caliber can do, means any one of you can do. Why anyone? All of you can do. All of you can do much more than that. Then on that day, I would like to sit and then watch your achievements. And I consider that as my most memorable day in media affairs. With this as a keynote, I would like to start. Before that, whenever I attend any function, whenever I give a webinar, first and foremost, I would like to give my due respect to my guru, my senior, and then our beloved ex-president of India, late Dr. Abdul Kalam sir. With salutation to him, I would like to start my talk. Thank you very much.
Sir, that was really inspiring to hear about Dr. Abdul Kalam sir. We are also inspired and motivated from him. So sir, as previously mentioned about your achievements, you have a lot of things to do, you have a lot of experiences throughout your lifetime. So sir, I personally felt curious to know about what is the current field or project that you are currently working on. What is the thing that is keeping you busy right now these days?
Okay, actually, there is nothing like that. A scientist can never retire. And this retirement is only for the pension point of view. Even today, you might have seen when our Chandrayaan mission or any of the launches, we see our seniors like Kasturirangan sir, or even Madhavan sir, or even like so many senior scientists. Now they become super senior citizens. Means nearly 80, 70, 80. Still they come and attend the launch activities of ISRO. That means there's nothing like we can retire. Now coming to me, actually I retired about 4 years back. Then I actually thought that I must disseminate whatever I acquired in 40, nearly 40 years of experience in ISRO. My dear friends, I just want to say I applied only one application in my life. First application, first appointment, and retire. That is the amount of love and affection I have for my country and ISRO. If you give me an opportunity to go to a temple and the ISRO, I first prefer to go to ISRO. Okay. That is the amount of affection, that is the amount of dedication I have. Okay, now after retirement, I thought that I should not sit idle, and I must give my whatever I learn to the youngsters, particularly the students in IITs, NITs, engineering college, even to schools. And okay, then I thought I start giving all these things, and I also I'm a chief technical advisor for so many companies. So I just give my ideas, my consultation, all these things I do free of cost. I don't charge anything because God has given sufficient money for me to live. So then I thought that I'll do that. Recently, I was in Ukraine about 8-10 days back, 2 weeks back. The purpose of going to Ukraine is that most of you are very young. Maybe 35 years back, you might have gone through the books or even movie called the Chernobyl disaster. There's an atomic center power station in Chernobyl in Ukraine. Earlier, it was a part of Russia. So set up this nuclear station inside the dense forest of Chernobyl. So there I wanted to know after 30, nobody is going there because of this radiation. It has got a whole reactor has got blasted and it has become, it has radiated a lot of radioactive materials. And then you might have seen in my videos, I have uploaded in videos, all these trees have dead and everything on. So this, I just want to know what is there, why it is happening. And then now, after 30 years, I went there and measured the values of this, the radiation values, how it is affecting the animals around there, what happened to the plants, and is it possible to do some research on that? This is a very, very important point. I am doing some research on the eradication of the corona. See, corona, I can just take 1 more minute on this point.
Yes,
No
yes,
problem?
sure.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's very important. That's why I'm just explaining to you. See, corona actually, what is happening is an invisible predator. We are able to tackle the malaria because we are able to see the mosquitoes. We came to know that mosquitoes are the carriers. We are able to tackle the plague because we know the carriers are the chua, that is our rats. We are able to tackle the cholera because we are able to see the housefly, that monkey. So because we are able to see, we are able to spray it out and then kill everything. And slowly, slowly, we are able to conquer the disease. And then now there is almost we eliminated. But the corona we are not able to see. What to do? This was the thing is in my mind. Although we have done the vaccination only prevention, like wearing a helmet, okay, to protect against the accident. See what happens. I want to totally eradicate this virus from this earth. That is the concept I started working. Now we want to see that. If I see, then I can do it. Then instead of seeing through our naked eyes, I thought I can use the gamma rays to see that. What we exactly do, it is just like a similar to radar. You send signals, it can keep coming and hitting back, hits to the virus and come back. By doing this, you generate the reflection coefficient. Anybody, when you send a electromagnetic beam, if it hits and comes back, it gives a reflection. It can be human body, wood, or wall, or even metal, everything like how our radar is working, normal radar. So even this also should be able to give back. So we have to use the micro wavelength. That is, you should go for a millimeter, still smaller. So the gamma rays and beyond is the only the best way of to use it. If you send this beam and hit that virus and get back, then you start generating the slowly, step by step, the reflection coefficient. This can be done in laboratory. When you do this, you develop a lot of reflection coefficient database. That will be our yardstick. So now you have a database. If I send this beam, the reflection coefficient which we get from the particular virus is so and so. Let's say XYZ. Okay. Now that will be stored in a computer. Now I take this gun and start moving all those places where is susceptible for this virus. See, for example, keypads in ATM or railings in metro stations, steps, or these are the key places where you are really going to put your hands. That is the infected person. Now what we are doing is we are using these sanitizers. The corona, this people is somewhere here. Now we will be spraying somewhere else. It's no use because we are not able to see the predator. We are not able to see the virus. That's the reason. If you send this gun and start scanning like this, it gives a pictures. Okay. Like this, you might have observed in when you at the switchboard, on the keyboard, or on your laptop, wherever your fingers are, you leave an impression there, okay, or even a mobile. So like that, when we try to get this, when you scan this on a big market or bus station, no, you start getting where all the exactly there. So once you know that, we can take the corrective action. Now, for that, I have another method. Use the other way, like similar to microwave principle. You send that waves to that, and then it'll with a higher amplitude, means higher power, and then scan the place. It all dies there. No more once again spreading at all. So they by one by one, you keep eradicating, and you are successful. This is a concept, and I have not seen a single case in Chernobyl and around area a corona. Once I complete my full project, you'll come to know details. At this time, I want to keep it myself because of the.
Yes, sir. That was really great hearing about this new experiment, new thing. We got to learn about a lot of new things from you, sir. And sir, when I mostly talk to students, I usually hear them a common say. They actually fear thinking about their careers. There are not many space organizations in India, as you know. We have some, like ISRO is the most prominent one, and some startups are now recently developing.
Yeah.
So, you being a scientist at ISRO who is working more than 40 plus years, devoting more than 40 plus years, what is the message that you would like to share with our students? What is the pro tip that you would like to share with our students so that they not only aspire towards space, but they also look into it as a career?
See, there are a lot of scope. Lot of projects are coming. See, for example, Chandrayaan 3 is coming, Gaganyaan is coming, and then there are a lot of satellites being built, and we are also exploring the Venus. So, like so many things are coming. So you need to concentrate. See, everybody cannot join the team because number of jobs are limited. It is natural. See, although the 540 plus MPs are there, only one person can become a prime minister, right? So similarly, there's hundreds of colleges are there. So everybody wants to come to ISRO, but it was not the case about a few years back. After seeing the success rate, after the world starts seeing us, then we thought that we also should join on it. So there are a lot of, first and foremost, lot of scopes is there. You keep working. If you are able to get at good marks after +2 in JEE main and advanced, you can straight away come and join IIST. That is the first method of entering to ISRO. Once you are in IIST, you are through, you can get your BTech, even you can do MTech, and you can straight away join ISRO as a young scientist. But there are some conditions that you have to maintain certain grades, like 75% or 7.5 CGPA. That is not a problem. You definitely do it. Second thing, I am not able to go there. About some 35 seats are there. What to do in each faculty? Then don't have to worry. You can do it in Jharkhand. You can do it in Orissa. You can do it in Roorkee. You can do it in any part of the country. Not a problem. Then you have another chance to enter from ICRB. That is, we have another test. And at a test you can pass and then you can come back. If you really want to come back, it is possible. Still not a possible. What to do? I am interested, but I am not possible. So then what you can do, now a lot of recent past, lot of changes have taken place. We are giving a lot of outsourcing, lot of projects to the small startups, and they are doing wonderful job. You can also indirectly come and work there. It's not necessarily should be in ISRO. You see, for example, a part of a rocket being done in some private agency, you can definitely contribute. Aapko मन में, I want to do something. I want to do something to my country. You can do anywhere. It's not necessarily that you should sit in ISRO and do it. आपको मन में होना चाहिए, I have to do something. I have to do something to my country. That's all, my dear friend. You'll find everything. If that sets everything, so you can work on this, and a lot of industries are coming, and then you can, if you are not getting that job, also, what to do next? We have a lot of incubator centers. You can go, really say six or so is already done, and 7th is also coming. You can put your ideas, you can come out with your new thoughts. Sir, I want to do this. ISRO is the one place where we give freedom for thinking. You bring novel ideas, welcome. That's how the work culture of ISRO. So you can go to incubator center, come up with new idea. You have very close in, recently we have done in Bhopal, we have done in Orissa, one of the IITs done. So many things are, you can go there. Sir, I am having this idea, I want to do this. If that is convinced, we welcome you. See, that's how the knowledge will develop. That's how we work. It is not like any hierarchy is maintained. You are free to work, absolutely no issue. Welcome. So, because you are dealing with a big, with sophisticated center, you must have a perfect procedure. Okay, you should have a concept. You should have a perfect concept. After concept, you should have a perfect report. And if you have done some testing, you can do the testing. If you are not able to do it, because most of the students may not be having a test facility at all, you may not be having expensive instruments test and all. The concept also can be given. You go to the center. There will be each center. There will be a person to take care of this, like a PRO, like what we call it. So you can go to the officer and then say that I am having this concept. I am so and so. I am so and so. So you can put it. There's no problem. And that will put it to the committee. Committee if really finds it is fantastic, welcome. So many times, say I want to tell to the students, my dear students, you are like my small brothers. Sometimes we think that really what I am thinking is great. It may not be, because we have to see the perspective of total development of the country, and it should be useful to the society. So many people are coming in and asking me to tell them, I make a automatic sanitizer going. See, these are all too petty for an organization like ISRO, industrial part. As a student, you feel that I have done a wonderful job. Why nobody is considering this? It's not like. Try to think high. Try to come out with a new big project. Then really will enjoy. And then you will be recognized. You will be given a chance to explain everything. You will be given a chance to visit our centers. Make use of this, my dear friends. For you only this incubator center has been done. So make use of this. Okay, fine.
You talk about ISRO and you told that in ISRO you are allowed to express your ideas freely. Also, you talked about your Guruji APJ Abdul Kalam sir. Sir, I believe we all have the same question. We have read about eminent scientists like APJ sir, Satish Dhawan sir, K. Radhakrishnan with the MOM mission. We have only read them about and we have only seen them on interviews. But I believe through your experience in ISRO, I am pretty sure that you have met these people. Could you please share some anecdotes? Could you please share a story that when you met with them, what happened? How is it like meeting such eminent people in real life?
Yeah, okay. Okay. Actually, in 1978, I was small boys like you. I was just some 22. And then God was kind, and then I got the opportunity to work with eminent people like Professor Respal, Prishareti, Rambhadran, and then all this Professor Rao, P.R. Rao, Satish Dhawan. Satish Dhawan, we call him as a Bhishma. We can learn not only the technical thing, we can learn many things from them. So this is what most important. And the humanity. These are the things I parallelly start learning. One example I want to give, just now I'm remembering, but most of you also might have seen in YouTube. SLV 1 was the first was a failure. So everybody was worried. And that we want to express this to Madam Indira Gandhi. Kalam sir was very much worried. And then how to see, we were not able to face, because we are not able to put the satellite in the required orbit. Our vehicle did not work. He was very much worried. Then how to, because it's a public money we are taking and do the research. Then he said, then okay. Next day he came, and Satish Dhawan come friend, and they said, I will explain. You don't know. Just stand here. This is what the leader wants. When the problem comes, I am ready to take the problems. I will create the problems. When the success comes, you take it. So then he said, Madam, we had undergone a lot of these problems, and then definitely in a year we'll come back, and then we already analyzed the root cause for the problem. And very next SLV was successful. So then the Satish Dhawan sir said that, Kalam, you come and see, this is called humanity. See, always we say that when you win, we say, I have won, I won. This is what we have to learn. This is the real property of a leader. When problem comes, you should not run away. Problem comes, you should stay back. One more my personal experience I want to share, because you are asked. In the year 2000 and 2001, Y2K project came. Lot of people left from India. So many people, even from ISRO also. My own friends, they left, and then they went to Intelsat, and then Ford Aerospace and all. And then they said that, why don't you come? You get a lot of money we are getting. Those days we are getting only 3,000 rupees for our salary, 3,000. And then see we can get 7 lakhs. So they left the ISRO and then joined the American companies for 7 lakhs and all. So 7 lakhs was a very big amount on the day. Then one set of people said that no sir. At least we are the cream of India. ISRO, DRDO, we are doing something. And even DRDO was just coming up at that time because Kalam sir was just taken over. And then, sir, we should stay back. If you don't stay at this time and do something, and then मेरी माँ बहुत बुढ़ी हो गई है, मेरी माँ की साड़ी फटा हुआ है. If you don't want to help her at this time, what is the use? Then we said that we'll stay there. I'll stay there. Then one by we said that we'll stay there. Some set of people said, even if you give 70 lakhs and that day we'll not go, we'll stay there. Then we started working. And then, of course, it was very difficult days we had. You might have seen, we undergone a lot of problems. Definitely, it is not that directly we got success. We undergone a lot of problems. Transponders to pay. Then again, we worked out. We come back. We are working. And Saturday, Sundays, we started working. And then we started working, stay back. And then slowly, our confidence level increased. We started launching for foreign satellites. Because somebody else is coming to India and then start launching, like Hylas or even so many satellites. You can see, just Google, you'll find. And then we get the confidence, we can do it. Then slowly, Chandrayaan 1 got some confidence. Then we made a very first mission to Mars success. Then whole world start looking at us with a meager money. Then everybody said that, you see, you people are doing wonderful. You want to come back like that. See, this is what I mean. हमेशा जो है ना सक्सेस आसानी से नहीं मिलता है. You have to work hard. Here, I would like to tell one interesting thing for all of you. When you are having a dream, when you are seeing a target, close your ears. Always close your ears. बंद कर दीजिए. Because somebody will criticize, somebody will appreciate. Appreciate also, you will get your mind diverted. Somebody will insult. Keep doing the work. After achieving, open your ears and close your mouth. Somebody else will talk. This is what I want to give to all my dear students. If you follow this, I think success will come. If your hard work is your weapon, success will come and fall at your feet. This is what I want to tell as my key.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think the anecdote was very motivating. And also I found out that I have also seen that all scientists and public figures are very humble. We have humility. And the relationship that you found out with the Mars mission, that what is Apollo mission to Americans, Mars mission is for us Indians. I mean, after the Mars mission happened, there were a lot of buzz around students. We understood what ISRO was, how important it was for us, space exploration for India. After that, a lot of startups that also came up in the space sector in India. And now we have INSAT, we have InSpace, the program for startups here. What I wanted to ask you was that in the recent years, ISRO has made big jumps by themselves. Now we have startups that will help them create more products, even more satellite launch vehicles. What I wanted to know you was, how does ISRO plan, or what is our policy to integrate these startups into the space sector of India?
Good question. You see what happens, especially after this pandemic, the workload has increased. What we aim, you might have seen our chairman giving a lot of statement. We wanted to make at least some 8 to 10 launches in a year. That was the concept. But we are not able to meet because of this pandemic. Only 50% working, and then testing is difficult. All those things, I need not explain to you people. So now we thought that ISRO is hardly some 18 to 20,000 employees total. So if we try to outsource some of the parts, then already they like BEL and then this HAL and then some of this Mahindra, they were taking these projects. Instead, see, small product, some subsystems. Why not we hand over to some startups? Let us keep this standard. Standard is very important, because if you make one mistake in one part, others also will book down, because it's a space segment. See, what happens if it is in local? If some laptop, some part is not working, it is in your hand. You can always take it out and put it back. See that you can integrate back. But it's not like once, if all other systems are working, only one system of outsource which has not come properly, it can bring down the whole project. So that is the amount of quality control we have. So for that, we thought, let us give these small projects in the beginning. So slowly, stage by stage, we are disseminating to all these youngsters, and youngsters also showing a lot of interest these days. Please do it, and then welcome, and then we can do more projects. We can take more and more. The demand is increasing. I don't know. You ask your parents. You are a very small. There was only one channel, DD. Only one TV channel used to be there, and Ramayana Mahabharata used to come once in a week for half an hour. Now you see so many channels, so many data, and then you used to send the data in kbps. Now we are going in mbps, and then even no that type of data requirement is there, and then a lot of security defense satellites, and then coming to the this flood, the disaster management. So we need to expand fast. We have to work hard, and then we thought that this team, instead of doing it, let's bring these youngsters. That's the concept. Now definitely space is doing well, and ISP also doing well, and then we are giving more and more project to the youngsters, startups. Especially Pixel is doing wonderful job. Okay, and then Agnikul is doing well. Homespace is doing so. Like so many are there. Apart from the big giants, leave it the LNT or this HAL and all. So youngsters also we want to bring it up. We want to inculcate the space technology in these youngsters. So they want to come back. Okay, always everybody want I want to become software engineer. Software. No, please come. There's wonderful. So we want to welcome you. That's the idea here. Okay.
Okay, sir. So I would like to add on a quote. So, like, as most of the students, as we know, wanted to aim for space career, wanted to contribute towards space. So, one quote that I would like to add: if you wanted to do something new in your life, that then you have to think like an eagle always. As Abdul Kalam sir said this quote, and this is my favorite one: birds find shelter during the rain, but an eagle always finds to try to fly above the clouds. You have to be that eagle. We have to solve the problem. So, sir, I feel proud when I say the name of Indian startups like Agnikul, Bellatrix, Skyroot, Dhruva Aerospace, lot more companies are there, and I literally feel goosebumps seeing the achievement these companies are making in the field of space science and technology to grow in the culture of space science in India. What do you feel? Has the space race in India has actually started? What do you feel about them?
Yeah, see, first and foremost, I want to tell all of you, ISRO is not on race. We don't want to compete with anything. First and foremost, please remember, I always tell this even in many of the interviews. Our aim is to first to become a self-reliant in communication, disaster warning, and also resources. That is our aim. We want to go to the nook and corner of our country and see that everybody is safe. Telemedicine, teleeducation, these are all our prime objects, prime aims, so that especially Northeast region and the remote region or even Andaman Nicobar, that is our main. Make communication 100%, make 100% disaster warning, make our medical facility, all this is our main. Parallelly, once in a while, go for interplanetary missions. That is the thing I want to make it very clear. That is the aim of the ISRO. I told in many of these interviews also. The idea is that people should not think that we want to compete with Roscosmos, Russians, or we want to compete with NASA or ESA. That is not our plan. We started doing that first. We have to establish fully, and all the IITs, all the institutions should get a perfect network. Railways should take, and all this our financial system should come in network. So like this, we want. So you might have seen in those days when I was a small boy, like Ahmedabad. Want to go from Bangalore to Ahmedabad, 2 days in advance, I will go and stand in a queue to get one small ticket. And then now you see everything I do it in mobile and then get a print, not even take a print and show. So this is how the technology should increase. E-commerce. So that is our main food and bread and butter. Afterwards only we thought of space and all. Please, our aim is totally different. Our aim is to develop our country, make country self-sufficient. Then only we think of race and all. Parallel we did to do. If we can successful, it's a good name to us. We have launched 104 satellites in one rocket. So these are things parallel we are doing. So it is that. Okay.
Yeah, as you said, we are not in a spaces. I remember when Vikram Sarabhai sir set up ISRO, I think in an interview, he also said during those time, it was transcribed in a newspaper and I remember reading that. he said that he does not wish to compete with any space agency in
Yes.
the world. He has only set up ISRO so that he can help educate the students of India and the agriculture sector. I remember he had some special programs that were televised for agriculture. He also started the radio broadcasts for the weather
Yeah.
channel. So we like the goal of ISRO hasn't changed through this year. Even though we have changed our abilities, even though we have changed our ambitions, we haven't changed our goals. Goals are still the same. We only wish to use ISRO as a way to improve society, right? To give back to it.
Yeah.
I remember even during the middle of Civil War, somehow we collaborated with both USSR and America to launch our first satellite, and that was awesome. I think it was because of Vikram Sarabhai's collaborations and his ability to talk to people. But right now we have taken a very ambitious project, sir, that is Gaganyaan. I mean, it's very ambitious. Even the timeline is very short. I think a lot of people are a lot of pressure because of the mission. What I want you to know is that what do you think about this Gaganyaan mission, which will be totally in India? It will not be outsourced only. I think the astronaut training is in Russia. I think. What are your thoughts on this process? We do not have much resources to read on about Gaganyaan, so I would like to know some insider information also, sir.
It's one of the dream projects of our country. First and foremost, it is not that easy. Sending a probe, sending a device which is lifeless, okay, just it's easy. When we are sending a humans, it's very, 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 very complex, and then too much of involvement. If something happens, disaster, it will become a world news. It's very, very tough because when a human is going, you have to carry the atmosphere with him, and particularly the re-entry is very, very difficult. If possible, I can come and give a wonderful talk only about this man mission. You know, it's very interesting when one of your institutions. See, now when you are re-entering, is the most toughest part of any man mission. So, any of the disasters you take, for example, or Kalpana Chawla's, or that is Challenger. So all these things happen when re-entry. When you go into space, after orbiting, say so many days, maybe 7 days, 8 days, when you are re-entering, you are passing through a medium called mesosphere. This mesosphere has got this noxilucent clouds. It's very, very difficult to pass through it. So, because that is one way it is protecting us, because it is not allowing any of the meteors, rocks, meteors, it is not allowing it to come to meteor to come and hit to the earth. It burns out. When it passes through that layer of mesosphere, they do friction, it burns out. So many times in the evening when you are going in the walking, you might have seen, sir, I see a star is falling. Okay, it is all called the shooting stars. It's called. It's a meteors burning. Now we have to pass through it and come and land safely, and with our astronauts. It's not that easy. So we are doing. That's what we are doing. First 2 missions we send dummy. So no humans will go. After proving that, then we'll measure this. Then we'll go in further. And then we're supposed to take place in December, and we have to wait because of the pandemic. A lot of industries, supporting industries, also not able to work because of the lack of manpower. That I did not take time and again explain. So this is slowly shifting our date. Then what we have will and will definitely work. Even though we may encounter some problem, I don't feel for it. We have to encounter some problem. We'll face it and we'll make it. And our aim is to take Indian flag high. That is one of my wish. And then our team will. I'm pretty confident about this. They will do it. And with the help of all these youngsters, it makes the things easier.
Great knowing about the insider things about the Gaganyaan mission. Once quoting a point that I heard from a book is, experience is not what that happens to you. Experience is not what that happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. So anything that happens in your life, you cannot just come and say that it happened because you are unlucky. It's just the result of what you did in the past. The present that is going on now is the fast slideshow of what you did in the past. So, sir, I would like to know about what are the hurdles that you have to pass to get such an experience, to get all the experience like traveling to the edge of space, like the 0G and all these things. So, what are the hurdles that you need to pass?
Okay, I just take one more minute. It was late 1984, 85. India, ISRO wanted to send an astronaut to the space. Before that, Rakesh Sharma ji went to space through Russia. Professor Rao was the chairman at the time, Professor U.R. Rao. He thought, I want to send through ISRO, through America, using this Challenger and this one of these five space shuttle. Then nearly we are 870 or 72 scientists from all over India. They started screening, and finally, so many stages of screening. Finally, one of the shortlisted astronaut to go into space. I was very happy. I was just 26. I would have been the youngest person to travel on that day. Wherever I close my eyes, I only see the space. That was the thing. But unfortunately, see, as I told now, hurdles. God, whenever it tests it, you should not blame him. You should take it right spiritually. Something good is keeping. So then what happened? I was very happy, and then we had been trained everything in aviation medicine, fighter pilots, everything was doing, and IIM in Bangalore. Then suddenly the Challenger got exploded, and whole of my lifetime dream has gone into water. Means honestly, I was not getting sleep. I have disturbed so many times to my family. I told in TV interviews. I used to get up in between, and then I used to see that big flame. And one fine day, I was alone, and then I just I want to. I'm a bit emotional. Please take it right spirit. I went to the photo frame of God and said, "See, you have disappointed me. It is not. It's not correct. I had all the abilities. I worked hard, and then suddenly this happened, and then NASA has abandoned the program because in that 7 astronauts died, and they don't want to involve any of the foreign nationals." Then he said, when I look at that, I find that he said, no, the photo frame, the God photo, they said, I have given everything to you. Why do you worry? You have brain, I have given brain, I have given ideas, I have given money, I have given everything for you. Can you not do it yourself? It is shame that you are telling and coming and telling me. That's what I felt. Honestly, a bit emotional. Don't mistake me. When I look at the God, everything is given to you. Why you are coming and asking me? Do work hard. That's all the thing it has triggered in me. Then I never looked back. And then I came to my wife and told her that I want to go. See, I'm not able to go to space, no issue. But I can go and touch every part of the world. That is the decision I've taken. This is my turning point of my life. If I'm sitting here, if I'm talking to you, because on that day, decision. So in life, you should undergo a lot of problems. When you undergo problem, you get into some sort of challenge. Then you get set to your dreams. Then when I said that we can go, at that time I told no, salaries were very meager. 84. I'm talking about 35, 40 years back. Then no, idea is good. She's like a normal any Indian wife. She doesn't want to disappoint. She said, okay, sure, we'll do it. But although she knows that it's very difficult, no, I said, if you work hard, if you have mind, you can do it. It may take 5 years, 10 years. Then we started saving money, and then we curtailed our happiness. 15 years we have started. Then I got little money, and then some salaries increased, and then we started going, and slowly I start seeing, and then I thought that why not explore the world. I became a normal traveler to a theme traveler. See, you travel and try to know. See, most of you have studied volcanoes. Have you seen any one person seen a volcano? Because we don't have volcano at all in India, but for a small volcano at Andaman Nicobar. Then I want to experience volcano. Why it is there? I want to see what is the Aurora Borealis. This is Northern Lights. How it happens? What is Antarctica? Such a big icebergs. How it can float? And why this zero gravity? Why it happens? Why this equator, Coriolis effect? How Earth is rotating? Why this climate changes? Why suddenly monsoon should set? Why there is no water at all? So this type of thing, although we have studied in school, I want to experience. Now you may read any books, anything, but unless you experience. So I always tell two things to you, especially student. If you want information, you go to the internet or library. Information. If you want knowledge, you go to laboratories. Laboratory means you should experience, you do it. Laboratories only will give you the results. So when you read information, you cannot this, it will not come. When you go and test that something will not happen, then the lab will teach you. Knowledge is laboratory, information library, or internet, what you call it. So then I started seeing, and luckily when I started seeing that why it is like this, why it happens. So then slowly, world started looking at me. And then, who is this man? In Indian, so many countries traveling. What is it? Then when I start putting in educating, I did not want to say that I am I want ad or something like social media, Facebook. Other, no, like that I have not done. I thought I am doing something. Oh, so beautiful. When you go to the equator, how it rotates, what happens this test? Why it is happening there? Why not happening? You keep the water one side. You can just see my video. It rotates in clockwise direction. Come to northern hemisphere, it rotates anti-clockwise. Why it is happening? So this type of things start curiosity. So start learning. I am not rich. I am not rich. Whatever God has given money, in that I try to manage. Then try to zero gravity. After that, what happens to this magnetic fields? Why it happens? Anti-gravity. If you keep the car close to itself, going down, it goes up. Why it is happening? Your travel has got some meaning. Your travel has got some purpose. I'm going there to do something. So then we started. Then when the people start, then they start giving input. See, why don't you do this? Why don't you? It just inspired me. Start doing more and more. And one person told me in 2000, after I came back from Antarctica, one person said that there is a human, common man can go to space. And then I inquired, and then I called the Russian tourism, and I asked. And then they said 47 lakhs. No, 47 lakhs is a very huge amount. I just give up. In 2007 or so. Then I give up. Then further people start coming, and I don't know, the rates start coming. Again, people start telling that, what do you do? After maybe in 2014, I got an opportunity. Then it said that around $20,000 something like 20,000, 21. Then I thought by the time we were grown, because the pay commissions have come, and then myself, my wife, both are scientists. So she was so kind that I'll share for you money. Then not a problem. You do it because you dream. You have to do it. See, that is where the power of togetherness will come. When you work like a team, any difficult thing looks easy. That is very important. Most of us will fail because we don't work like a team. That is, I want to tell. When we are together, that power is born. So then I applied, and then 6 months they took for me to get convinced. There are a lot of this queries. So in January I started, and I remembered it. And then I told her, I want to go on Independence Day. Please repeat this. You can tell this. I want to take Indian flag on some other countries, okay, and take my mother photo and go to edge of space and take it to Antariksha and say Antariksha Shanti. That was my dream. After 32 years, I'm able to do it. Means somebody asked me, if you have a dream, you should not leave it. You should go beyond it till you achieve. Never give up. Never give up. So this is what you're doing. Then I was not knowing that I never did that I want to become first Indian. I have no bother. I just start doing. Then suddenly when they find the records, you are the first Indian. So I was so happy, excited. And then you might have seen some other videos. And afterwards, I was not even knowing. I did, and I started coming back to India. I was going to the longest train in the world. That's called Trans-Siberian. Some people, foreigners came and wanted to interview in the train. So I was just not knowing. I don't know what is the interview because I don't know. I'm just an ordinary man. I did for my happiness. Say 30 years back, I could not go. Let me do. That's how the concept. So this in my lifetime, I cannot forget. These are the hurdles. When hurdle comes, don't run away. FAIL, fail means what? First attempt in learning. Okay, FAIL, that's what Kalam sir told. FAIL, fail. Will you fail? Don't give up. It is an attempt first attempt learning. You learn. A day will come, it will listen to you. Okay, thank you.
We should not ever lose hope.
Yeah.
We should not ever
Never
lose
give.
hope. That is the most important thing that we should ensure. And talking about, sir, you have gone through the edge of space. So, sir, if I also had a dream, something similar to like that, if I also wanted to travel to the edge of space for my sake, similarly, if I had the same dream, what are the technical things that I need to ensure?
Okay. See, basically, first and foremost, there are 5 important points are there. If you think that I am having money, I can go, it's not. Okay. But you must have money because ultimately money is required. Second thing is, if you may be having a lot of money and if you don't keep up your health, what of the youngsters are not keeping their health up? Please concentrate on health. Health is important. There are so many people who come and then they don't qualify and then they'll send you back. Okay. Because there's some health characteristics has to maintain because something happens in the space flight. If you die, then a lot of compensation and then insurance, all these things which country, so all these problems, they don't want to take chance. If you don't, even though you pay full money, if you don't qualify because of good health, they'll send you back. They'll take some small amount and send you back. So that is very important. Second is money, next is health. Third is actually why I'm telling is you should have a knowledge basic knowledge. They will train you. There is nothing to worry. You need not be a fighter pilot to know. They will train you, and also you should have a good knowledge about English, because they, although they speak English, their pronunciation is different because they are Russians. Okay, so that is skill is communication skill is required, most important. Then fourth is that okay, sir, I am having money, I am having good health, I'm also having knowledge about the basic science about the flying and all, and then I want to go. Fantastic, no problem. So health is permitted, money is permitted. Then more than that, some lot of clearances you have to take from the department. Especially because I was a government. If you are a private person, there is no problem. Clearances from the Russian immigrations, all those things are there. This is called documentation. Now finally, I have everything now. I am ready to go. Is it possible? No. There is one Superman waiting and watching all of us. इसका आशीर्वाद चाहिए. Understood? The blessing from God is required. Why I am telling this blessing from God? Some people may think that you being a scientist, why you are talking about the blessing from God and all. I will tell you. I want to do it on 15th August. Normally they keep one extra day, like rehearsal. No, by chance if it misses, you can do on next day. It's a general policy. Assume that on that day everything is ready. If the weather doesn't permit, I cannot do it. They said, okay, do it on 16th August. My dream, my taking my Indian flag on August 15th was my ultimate goal. That goal would not happen. So for that, some weather god, weather god, or you call any god, some supernatural power has to say, I am there to see that your wish is fulfilled. On that day, when we went and come back, there was at 5 o'clock there was huge rain, and the whole India was watching. They said, "Wow, what is this? We are able to do it. We come back. We are safe in hotel. Myself, my wife." So this is for this I say it is not in our control. Whatever you do, whatever you may do, day and night work, but the one person is there watching, and he will give you result. He will give you result. I want to tell every student same thing. अगर आपका इरादा, if your intention is truthful, today, tomorrow, after 10 years, 15 years, one person is watching, he'll come and deliver to you gift you don't have. So that has happened. Okay, I am very, very happy. So never give up. And hurdles, they did come. You face. Okay. And then continue to do your dream. You will have. Okay. Next.
Sir, I had a question. I mean, we have known about your experiences now. We have known what you did, what projects are you working on right now. What I wanted to know is, I believe through the years you have seen trends come and go, and you've also seen things being overvalued, overhyped, and underhyped. Because I remember an example in the 70s and 80s when microcomputers were a thing. There were some people who were skeptical. In the 1990s, when the internet came, there were a lot of people who thought that it will be used only for illicit projects or illegal things. But now internet is an important aspect of our life. You have seen the changes. You have experienced those changes through the years. So using that experience, sir, what I wanted to know is, what are the technologies that we should focus on right now as a space agency, ISRO? What are the technologies that you wish ISRO should focus on more, so that in the coming years we get a step ahead other than the agencies? What are the technologies that will help us grow more in the next upcoming 10 to 20 years?
Okay, this is, you see, we are talking as an individual. We have a wonderful team, most intelligent team, think tank, we call think tank of ISRO. Definitely they will think. First, our most important thing, as you said, that higher data rate, we have to go. So because internet is one thing where you can get a lot of information. If you have any question, you will get an answer. So that is very important. For that, we are putting the satellites with more and more high-speed data, and then more and more transponders, and so that it will be useful for everybody. And then second thing is, we are using a different techniques of covering the northeast regions. That is with antenna systems, so that everywhere you should be able to cover. Because it's not that only Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, Madras. No, you should go to nook and corners. That is one thing. Then coming to the medicine point of view, although you have a very good doctors in big cities, it may not reach to the remote place. So that is the telemedicine concept is very important. That is one of the focus point to be taken care. Next comes to the defense. These days you may be knowing that a lot of terrorist activities, all this. We have to highlight on the defense satellites to know the movements of all these terrorists, all these things, etc. I don't want to go much detail. So this is the defense system has to be improved a lot. What's happening in our border? What's happening in the next comes to the resources. Resources is very, very important. We have wonderful resources. Oceanography, what you have to do, what are the things available in the ocean, all the resources available on the earth. Not only that, even going beyond the earth, like going to the moon or a Mars, and try to find out the rare earth materials like thorium, neodymium. So these materials are very useful. You can bring that and then use for the generation of electricity in our nuclear plants. So these are the things we have to, in coming days, we have to do. And there are a lot of things. Just suddenly you ask this question, what is coming, I'm telling. The big team is always doing this job. Next we'll take, what we'll do? We'll explore sun, Aditya mission. We'll try to do what about the sun. So like that Shukrayan we are doing. So next what to do about this? If there is anything is that, so ultimately treasure hunt. Simple word in student language one, treasure hunt. Wherever good treasure is there, go and hunt and bring it and make use for the common. So like that, there are a lot of them. And second, defense. Defense is there, treasure hunt is there, and the research is there, and resources. These are the main, and more than it, healthcare. So because to quality of the life of a human being. So ultimately, that's the idea. Next.
Yeah, the projects such as Bennu mission and also Lucy mission do the same. They went to an asteroid, took samples from it, and then we'll get it back on Earth in the coming years. We'll sample. We use experiments to sample them. I think with this, will be also doing much more of that in the coming years. I guess, sir, space mining, is it a feasible option? Do you think it will be trending in the coming years, or is space mining not that much? Is it overrated or is it a good project?
No, it's not. See, what happens, as I told you, in single word, I can say is treasure hunt. Wherever, see, when this Big Bang has happened, it has broken to pieces and then all these planets have formed on top. Lot of radioactive materials are there. Lot of materials unknown to us is there. So, if you try to get this mine and then try to get those materials back into Earth and then try to convert into some useful energy to the common man to help, that is the concept behind it. It is different people and a different school of thinking will read in a different manner. But ultimately, in one word, I can say is the collection of the resources for a useful purpose. Okay, I told you only three things. One is resource, second is resource management and defense management, and then quality life. This is under this only we are rolling around everything. Okay.
So basically, one more thing just now I wanted to ask is we have gone through a lot of missions, we have did a lot of things. So what are the future projects that if you think you wanted to do, what are the future projects you would like to work on if you are given a second chance?
Okay. Right now, I'm already on that eradication of corona because it's a universal problem. So use of gamma rays. That is my ultimate. Apart from that, I am also working on that energy based, but it's too early to tell now. And anyway, we are going to see, we are going to change the world. I don't want to tell in this open form. And then already the project is there and it's going on. It's a very, very big project. And then we are going to change the whole world. Okay, with that dream. And then already we are working models are ready. Okay, based on the energy. Okay, not depending on the oil, not depending on the forest, not depending on the coal, not depending on a new concept I'm bringing. It's called eternal energy. That I'm going to very shortly. You're going to see in paper everything, and in reproductive model also we are bringing. So this is the two areas which I'm concentrating because energy is very, very important for us, and all is depleting. All our fossil fuel is going day by day. We are consuming this diesel, petrol, all these petrol products, and then forest being cut, and then coal is reducing. So, and then wind energy has come, but it's not too efficient because you need to have a very big blades and infrastructure is too much. So cost per unit is different, costly. And then we went with the solar farms. Solar idea is good, but it occupies a lot of land area. Okay, and then it's not giving the night time, it's not giving the evening time, it's only in daytime. And the test you pointed, especially if you put it in places like a desert, land is free, sir, you can put it, idea is good, but this dust will sit on that. We need a lot of maintenance are there. So, and the efficiency is hardly some 20%, 18 to 22% maximum. That means the spare area required more to generate the 1 kilowatt of energy. You got my point. So, and idle, when you go to the rain, not there. So then these are the concepts we are doing. So this eternal energy concept is, I cannot, it's too top secret, I cannot disclose now. And then when it comes, you'll come to know, whole world will come to know. This is what we are concentrating. So ultimately energy is
Yes.
required. And then this predator, there is a dangerous enemy who has entered and disturbed whole world. These two are my main concentration now. And if I die, if I give some indication, some clue to younger generation, if they can take up मेरा जीवन सफल हो गया. I think that
Yes, sir.
having born in this country, I have done something to my people and my
That totally fits your line, sir. And talking about energy, I hope this session might have boosted up the energies of the students, those who are going to watch this session
Okay.
on the coming days, and they might be motivated listening about all of these things. So I wish you, we from wholeheartedly from Team SAR, wish you all the best for your future projects, whatever you are going to take and whatever you are going to do. We would love to hear about that in future. I believe this is not the end, but this is the beginning of the new era, the new space generation that we are building up in India. And I thank you for joining the Spacecast interview series part 1. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
for
Thank
being a
you for
part of this.
joining.
Thank you
Thank
very
you for
much. And
joining, sir.
before we conclude, I would like to give some important points to all of you. I am retired now, but not tired. I have energy. I want to work. I want to do something to my country. I have a big dream. Before I die, I want to make one Abdul Kalam or one Sir C.V. Raman, like that. Uh, by inspiring, by motivating the young brains. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to succeed. Already, my boys, whom I trained, they are in very top position in Germany, in America, in Australia, New Zealand, so many countries. They are taking more than 10 to 20 times my last salary. You understand my point? So that's how their growth is very high. But I'm proud of it. And then I'm going to achieve this. I will see that 30,000 students I'm meeting every year. At least one or two definitely will live up to my expectation and do something to my country. So, my dear friends, please note down my name. Just Google Dr. N. Suresh Kumar. If anybody needs any talk in your institution, please contact me. I would like to share. It's my passion to share my whatever I have, little knowledge, and then disseminate to the student. And somewhere it will be useful. You can go to my website mahayatri.com, www.mahayatri.com, and then just if you Google my name, you'll find, or you can get from our friends, our Vijay or Harsha, they are really doing wonderful job. And then keep in touch with me, whether in IITs, NIT, even in engineering college, even in school, I am ready to come. I want to meet students. I see God in students. Okay, thank you very much.
I just had a point to add that the more I read about you, sir, I had a lot more questions. Every day I would come up with new questions, and then by the end of the day, I had 2 pages of questions. I was like, "Itne questions kahan se पूछूं?" And I had the questions as like, okay, just ask half of them. But by the end of the session, sir, I can see that I now have much more information than I even thought I would have by the end of the session. You have we have learned a lot through this 1 hour session, and I'm pretty sure our viewers will too. What we'll do is we'll link your socials in the session only so that they can directly contact you through your mail or your contact number or your website, sir. And I have seen your Quora, sir. It's pretty wonderful. So we'll remember to link that too. I think a lot of questions will be answered directly from your Quora also. So thank you for joining us, sir, and thank you for answering our questions.
Anybody wants to meet and want to talk, please first message and then give a call. Sometimes if I don't receive, no, they should not think that he's very ego is there. He doesn't want to touch. That I don't want. I am for you students. Okay, please ask any question. Really, I do enjoy, and then I see from your bright faces you have a wonderful future. Okay, day will come. I will take appointment to meet you. I wish. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.